And go. Evening everybody, hope you're well. Dom here from Essential RC, back for our midweek session on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Excited a little because the World Update 3 got dropped yesterday, and or was it the day before, and installed it. I think it was yesterday. Took us quite a while to install it, but we got there. Few little problems along the way, which we could talk about actually early into the flight. If anybody's got any problems still, then share and maybe we'll be able to help you out. But what are we doing this evening? So we're not doing our normal thing. We're going to actually tour around some of these amazing points of interest that they have added in to this world environment that we can fly through. So I'm still going to be flying MB339, so if you're flying you still need something that's 300, 350 knot capable, although we're probably going to be flying at 200, 250 initially. We're starting with a plan that I created just this morning actually. Somebody thought it'd be a good idea if we did that. And actually if you look on what I've shared on the live stream now, you can see what we're going to do initially. We're going to tour around from London Heathrow and go out towards Windsor, towards past Windsor Castle, Blenheim Palace, turn around, come back, go through the many points of interest that there are around the city, out to the coast, past the White Cliffs of Dover, and out towards Bristol, taking in some of the sites. So quite a long trip, but I think it's going to be worth it. I've done this I tried it out this morning and it's really, really good. So anybody, pilots who are joining us, you will find the flight plan, the PLN file, on the Discord in the folder, the flight plan folder. So you can load it up, or you can just follow along. That shouldn't be so difficult to do. If you want to load up the flight plan, you do that using the load button at the bottom of the world map screen, and you just navigate to the plan file. You can store that plan file anywhere that you want on your hard drive. Doesn't have to be under the community folder or anywhere like that. Just store it somewhere and then load it up, and then you will see this. So what other settings? I get, we're on the West Europe server. Just point that out. That's important. Selecting multiplayer, you need to select all players. That's what I've got set, and I can see everyone. Live traffic and custom weather. I generally set for the clearest sky, so clear skies, and set it to June. So the route is between EGLL and Bristol EGGD. Let's load that up. While that's loading up, let's go to the Discord. Hello to Alan Paul. Hello to Amarok. Hello to Angry Medic. And that's unmute Impaler. Let's unmute Jason Inertia RC. Let's unmute Neil 172, and we've got some others. We're going to be generous, and we're, the only thing that worries me when I do unmute lots of people is that we're going to be talking over one another. But let's do that. Let's keep the chat clean, obviously, and let's have some fun.
Good evening, Dom. How you doing?
Neil, I'm well. How are you?
Good.
So have you been exploring the this update as well?
Yes, I spent a little time last night flying around Cambridge, because Cambridge is my home city. It was just down the road from where I live, so it's quite good to see the details there. And then had a bit of a buzz around London, and there's a ton of detail, but stressing my old PC. I might get a new PC at some point.
My PC is 2 years old, and it's feeling very old. So but the great thing about this sim is you can change the configuration of the graphics to suit the power of your PC, the amount of memory that you've got, your GPU, all that. So just knock it down to medium, or if you need to, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah, that really helps. It's quite interesting actually, just kind of seeing the difference between ultra and medium. Obviously a huge difference in the frame rate, but when you do put it on ultra, it looks stunning. I mean, just the detail around the city is just really impressive.
It is. One thing I did find today was that the mod that Jake put me onto to make the nameplates smaller really affected the performance. So I've removed that. I've just deleted that from the community folder after backing it up, and the frame rate went up a lot.
Good evening, guys. How we going?
I'm all right. How are you, Jason?
Yeah,
Inertia?
not so bad. Not so bad.
Good. All set to go?
Yeah, all set. No VR today, though. I was having an issue with Streamlabs.
Oh.
So it just wasn't capturing the window for whatever reason. So it's standard flying today.
Oh.
In window mode.
These things can clash, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
I'm just going to move off. So when you spawn into the runway location, try and move off to your own spot. Anybody? I'm sorry?
There's some serious traffic around here today.
Oh, isn't there? It has generated a lot of excitement about flying in the UK, hasn't it? So let's decide what I'm going to do. So you'll see I'm going to try and get away with using the VFR map. So if I zoom out, then you can see the route that we're taking. What I could do is I could turn on the points of interest markers and nameplates and stuff like that, but I don't like doing that because it kind of just for me interferes with the realism of the whole sim. So I'm just going to stick to this. Anybody else who's flying with us could obviously use the and loaded the flight plan could use point of interest markers if they want. But okay, let's go to external view. See, got a few aircraft with us already. That's good. We'll just wait another 30 seconds and then we will get cracking. All looks good on the stream. So what else to share? There's a T-45 on the way. I've heard that there's a Spitfire on the way. There's probably quite a few new aircraft on the way, but I think recent releases, people tend to jump on them if they have any problems. So I think some of these developers now are getting wise and making sure they do work absolutely properly before they release them, particularly the guys who are doing the T-45, and they also did the MB339 that a lot of us are flying today. Alright, so all set, I hope. So we are taking off and we're going straight out first to Blenheim Palace, past Windsor Castle. So brake is off, throttling up, going to get rolling. Nice steady roll down the runway to get going. Going to full throttle in 3, 2, 1, full power. Wait for 120 and rotate. Gear up. I think I've learnt to gain a bit more airspeed before I put flaps up. Flaps up. So throttling back, we're going to try and stay at around 200. So Windsor Castle coming up directly in front of us. Passing on the left hand side. Air brake out, slowing down to 200. Air brake back in. The flag isn't up, so I assume the Queen isn't in residence today. Slowly round short bank to the right, and we're headed to Blenheim Palace.
It's funny. I was exploring Cambridge yesterday. Cambridge is not a big city. It's really a small market town. I had to switch to a Cessna 152 with flaps down to really to take in the sights.
Yeah, if you're covering one small a city like that, it makes sense, doesn't it, to not be flying a jet. But we're going to be covering some miles, so I think a jet is probably the best thing.
Absolutely. It's looking good. I've not flown this part of the country on the flights in before. It's good.
I did Blenheim Palace earlier today. It does look really good, actually. It's a shame that we'll be passing it at 200.
And Neil flew over my house in Cambridge at 11:30 last night and woke me up.
Ellen, have you looked at your house on this? I think you're in the mapping area, aren't you?
Yes, I am, but unfortunately they put too many trees around it, so I can't see it anymore.
Right, it's 190 at 800 feet at the moment.
Yeah, not flying VR is definitely hindering me a little bit now, actually. I'm so used to it.
Are you moving your head and expecting the view to change?
No, it's not so much that. It just feels
Claustrophobic.
a bit 2D.
Well, at least you don't have to go to your back to your potato generating PC.
No, there's that. There's always that.
Right, I'm going to put the power up a bit, so between locations let's go up to 250. Otherwise it will take forever, won't it? There we go, 250. What's EGTB? What airfield is that? Does anybody know? That's coming up on the right.
Not a clue.
Over there.
That's the High Wycombe Air Park.
Okay.
Or Booker. I've got a second map. There's an add-on you can add called FSPM VFR map, which is really handy because it gives you a bit more detail, a bit like a OpenStreetMap detail.
Okay.
Plus it gives you a teleport button as well, so you can just click a place on the map and jump straight there.
I tell you what, I'm learning more about UK geography than I ever did when I was at school flying in this simulator. Didn't I learn a thing in geography when I was at school?
And not just the UK as well, right?
Not just the UK, correct, yeah. Silicon Valley and San Francisco. Yeah, I could start up my own tour company out there now. With all the information you gave me the other day, Neil.
It's amazing, just touring around. I was buzzing around Australia last night as well, trying to see what Sydney looked like on here. They got the Opera House, but haven't got the bridge. I was looking for cool bridges to fly under.
Under. I'm not sure. We've got a lot of experience of not being able to fly under bridges in this sim, haven't we?
Everyone loves an invisible wall.
Why am I still going up? I thought I trimmed out the level flight.
You're slightly nose down on my screen.
I am now. Let's just check I'm headed in the right direction. Yeah, so we're going to the right, I think, of Blenheim Palace, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to come back over Oxford towards Twickenham.
You know, not so bad in a plane. Would not drive there.
Much easier in a plane. 1500 feet. Should be directly ahead. I'm kind of regretting my decision not to have the point of interest markers turned on and just relying on VFR, the VFR map. It's worth seeing though. It's quite well done, I think. MB339 in red arrow scheme seems to be a favourite. I think that's probably it.
I downloaded that mod just so I can see the plane as an MB339.
The liveries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just so I can see the planes that look like the actual plane.
There's
They're
nothing
not
worse than seeing that generic, whatever that
propeller
plane
plane
is.
without
the Piper Cherokee. Yeah, I hate that plane.
So Blenheim Palace should be directly ahead.
Yeah, I can see a point of interest marker directly ahead.
Oh, good. I'm not going mad then.
Only a little bit.
Just a little. Alright, descending to about 1,000 feet and putting the air brake out, slow down to 200. 250. 200. Now, it's not just the building that's impressive, but it's the whole drive up to Blenheim Palace. Banking over. Long drive. All right, rolling left. I've lost my flight plan now. Oh, there it is. So I think our next point of interest is Twickenham, hopefully. Sped up back up to 260, and actually going to go full throttle to get us there quicker. So full throttle now should get us up to 350. $360, $370. Oh, I think Oxford was first, wasn't it? I think this is have we gone over Oxford, or is that Oxford? That's Oxford. I forgot about that.
It's alright, we're only mildly lost.
Oxford is just behind us now.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that.
I think that's where they make the minis underneath us.
Oh, it's a big car plant. Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at your screen, Dom. You've got kind of the summer fields with the June setting. Mine's in spring. I didn't realize they actually changed the colour of the fields for the different seasons.
Oh, do they? Oh.
It's like it. Yeah, yours is much more kind of summery wheat field. Mine's kind of more green and brown. It's amazing.
I'm trying to remember what summer was like. Seems a long time ago.
I'm forgetting that, you know, the sun isn't a fluorescent bulb.
I haven't seen the sun in a long, long time. Right, we're going to go past Windsor Castle again. And Twickenham should be just beyond that. To the right, I think. Yep, Windsor Castle directly ahead. There we go, different view of Windsor Castle, and then we're hoping we'll spot Twickenham. We're on the West Europe server, Lorenzo. Throttling back. Should be headed direct for
POI dead ahead.
Twickenham directly ahead. Should be, yeah. My advice is to pass it on the right hand side. If you pass it on the left, the view is kind of obscured by the roof. Warning that we're going to take a sharp bank left after to take in the Botanical Gardens and Kew Gardens. So banking left. Rugby posts are up and pulling round. And I'm hoping we'll be able to spot the Botanical Gardens and Kew. They're not on the map for some reason. Where are they?
They were just to your right there, you flew past them.
Oh, they're over there. I see them.
Yeah, the big greenhouses stand out pretty well.
And now we're headed out to Wembley. You
Yeah,
can
which
see,
is-
see the arch over the stadium directly ahead of us. Several football grounds are covered in this. But we'll just take a spin around Wembley. And then a sharp 180, I think.
It's quite impressive that it's a
Don't try if you now. I did try flying under the arch earlier, and I ended up parked on the roof. So do that at your peril. Tight 180-degree bank over. And I think basically we're going to head down the Thames through the city. If anybody else wants to call out points of interest along the way.
Just slightly to your left, you got two of them. As you keep rolling left, it's the Kew Gardens. Slightly more left, and then dead ahead.
All right, so follow the Thames a little bit now. corner. The one problem people were having was, I read on the forums, was the non-photographic imagery was really, really bad. But I think what people had to do was to clear their cache. And you can see for me actually that it's dynamically loading as we go around.
I think till you've flown over a couple of times, it hasn't loaded all the photogrammetry into the cache.
Should do, shouldn't it? Yeah. Straight out ahead, you'll see the BT tower, so we'll head out this way. I think the Emirates is over this way. I'm going to take a turn here around the BT tower, back down the Thames, throttling back. Actually, I don't want to miss out the eye. We're going to hope I don't lose everybody doing this. I've done a 180 degrees and then I'm going to come back to the Thames, so we can fly past Westminster and the Eye, which is interesting because they've animated it and it's going around now.
It's nice to see that the bridges are above the water now as well.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Buckingham Palace was really good. Right, I'm rolling hard left to get back on the Thames. So it's obviously moving very slowly, but it is moving. There. This actually seems to be moving a bit quicker. That does look so much better. St Paul's Cathedral on the left. Let's roll level.
It's like Impalers parked on the Tower Bridge.
Not again. How many times have I told him?
I did try that one last night. Yeah, you can't fly through that one.
No.
Don't know why.
No.
I was trying to get a photo of a red arrow parked on the bridge, but it didn't work. Didn't look so good upside down.
HMS Belfast has been replaced with a couple of big yachts. Don't know what that's about. And then we're going to fly through the city to Greenwich, following the Thames. Canary Wharf on our left. And Greenwich is coming up on the right hand side.
There's an interesting looking Cutty Sark in Greenwich as well.
Is the Cutty Sark actually?
Kind of. It just looks all messed up. I'm guessing maybe it's just my low graphic setting,
No,
or
mine's the same.
just the way the photometry data works. It's trying to turn it into a building and can't quite compute.
It's definitely not a building.
But the dome's looking amazing, and the whole of I forgot what it's called. All the skyscrapers bit looks very, very realistic, doesn't it?
O2 does look very good. They put some effort into that. Yeah. Right, let's go turn my map back on. Alright, so back on to the plan. We're headed towards the Archbishop's Palace, Maidstone. So throttling up to full power. I am very quickly going to turn on my point of interest markers, so I might just disappear momentarily. But if you carry on this heading, should be good. So Archbishop's Palace Maidstone should be 17 miles ahead. If you want to slow down a little bit, I might catch you up. Then after we've got to Archbishop's Palace Maidstone, we're going to bear left and go out towards Southend Pier. All very quiet today. I think everybody's just taking in the views, are they?
I mean, it's London. There's not a lot to talk about. It's full of people.
Yes, yeah. 9 miles to go to Archbishop's Palace Maidstone.
This is quite a different experience, though, I must say, because usually we're below everything. It makes you think just how flat England is.
It is particularly flat, isn't it?
It is down, it is down south.
I've also got the nameplates on. It's just amazing seeing like 20 nameplates in front of me.
Yeah, we're doing well with fellow aircraft joining us again today.
Great. 6 miles to go. We'll slow down and put the air brake out at 3 miles out. Be a shame to whiz by at a fast speed. Alright.
Now we're passing Snodland on the left.
The what, sorry?
Snodland. S-N-O-D-L-A-N-D. It's a place on the map, apparently.
Some bizarre names we have for places in this country.
Oh, isn't it just? There's a weird name. England's got it.
Okay. On our left. And then we're bearing out left for 17 miles. throttling up again, full power, and we're going out to Southend Pier. Two-thirds power, 300 knots at 1,200 feet. How you all doing? I've only got one MB with me in a Learjet. I don't see anyone else.
No, I'm just trying to orientate to where you've gone as well. I've lost you.
Yeah, I think with so many players online, it seems to drop people out every so often. So I can see you now, but every so often you'll kind of disappear.
I'm headed vaguely northeastish.
I can see Jake, Essential RC, Doobie Doobie, and a few others.
I'm Essential RC.
Yeah, weird. It's oh, I think I saw you blip.
It could be a challenge. Navigate to Southend.
I've got 3 MBs with me now, and the Learjet.
I'm on your right wing now.
Top man. This is a spectacularly long pier. I've never been to Southend before, but it's looks like it's about a mile long to me. Let's trim down. And the end of the pier is slightly off to the right, so throttling back and air brake out, taking it down to 200. Amarok is incoming at Mach 3, he says. Oh god. Amarok, you never go anywhere slowly. 1,000 feet now. Air brake back in. 200 knots. Slew would be cheating, you are right. So dropping down. We're going to run along the pier. Yes, it is, Mikey. You have to pay for it. In the marketplace. For about 20 euros, I think. After the pier, we're going to be rolling right. That'd be a nice walk on a summer's day, I think, along there. Right, okay, rolling right. 19 miles to our next point of interest, which is Canterbury Cathedral. Yes, I highly recommend the MB339. It is very, very good. That is why we fly it so much. Wide speed range, really aerobatic. Anybody else want to say good things about the MB?
You can get a free Red Arrows paint scheme for it.
Oh yeah, yeah, loads of paint schemes available for it. I'm finding the Freccia Tricolori Italian display scheme. But there's a Red Arrow scheme. 3 different variants of that scheme, I think. It's a no-brainer. Buy it. And the
just fly nice and easy.
Sorry,
Neil? It just flies really well.
It does fly really well, yeah.
Yeah, I can't seem to be able to bring you guys back into my visual.
Oh. Try turning off data and back on again. And slew to catch us up. So 350 knots at 1200 feet. Headed towards Canterbury Cathedral, 11 miles out. That'll be Amarok then, in his ballistic pipe Cherokee.
I just checked out the flight plan. This is quite a big tour. It's impressive.
Thank you. Actually, I've just learned from trial and error how to put flight plans together. It's I've kind of mastered it now, and it's a combination of doing it via the route planning on the world map and playing around with the XML file that it generates. So because it's a bit buggy, but doesn't take too long actually. Right, so we're getting close now. 5 miles out, putting the air brake out, slowing down for Canterbury, taking it down to 200 knots. 250. To 10, 200, air brake back in. 1,000 feet. Passing on the left hand side. Some of it works, Mikey. But it has to be said, the developers of these things are kind of doing it in iterations. They come out with new versions fairly frequently. So here we go, Canterbury Cathedral. Alright, next point of interest, and I think this is one of my favourites actually, the White Cliffs of Dover. So what we're going to do, we're going to head out slightly to the left of the White Cliffs of Dover and run along the coast at sea level. It's pretty impressive when you actually encounter it, but it's no good if you approach it directly.
Speed are you doing, Dom?
I am at 300. I'm going to throttle back now. Bring it down to 200. Just letting it off. I'm off the throttle and it's just going to naturally slow down. $260. Neil, is it normal to be trimming the aircraft the whole time? Because I'm finding with throttle I'm having to, or airspeed I'm having to trim for level flight, pitch-wise. Is that normal?
Yeah, if you're changing speed, you might have to retrim. Normally, if you've got more speed, more throttle, it might be giving you a bit more push upwards, a bit more lift. Depends on the plane, really. But yeah, it's not abnormal.
Okay. All right, 200. Bit more power. Nice. All right, rolling right now. Following the coastline. Hey orchestra, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in.
So that's Deal off to our right.
Deal, did you say?
Yeah, Deal. D-E-A-L.
A good one?
Don't know.
Who's that wing waggling in front of me? All right, dropping down. Down to 200. Just round the corner. Yeah, tell me if this is good, or is it good? I think we've got about 3 miles to go actually. I think it should be coming into view very soon. We got a 747. Didn't see that.
I was just seeing that as well, yeah. Overtaken by a 747 at 100 feet.
I don't think that's it there. I think it's round here. Yeah, just round the corner, 1 mile to go. There.
Oh,
Wow.
it's just loaded up. It just popped up.
Yeah, mine did as well. Yeah, I hadn't cached it.
What was nameplates under again?
Traffic.
General traffic.
Show traffic nameplates then.
Yeah, the Wagons look much better when they're loaded up. Really impressive.
And now we are... Right, next point of interest is the British Airways i360 in Brighton.
So we're definitely we got some issues here, guys. I'm afraid.
With
Not
Squeaking.
squeaking.
your hamster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, apologies.
He's so used to it he doesn't hear it anymore. It's like babies. It's like babies crying after you've had 3 children. You don't hear them anymore.
All you say was, I've got some problems here. With squeaking in the background.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've actually reloaded in twice, and I'm
Oh.
getting no visual on you guys.
Oh no. And you've turned data off and back on again? I mean, you should
Oh yeah,
have to
I've
relay.
turned everything off and back on again.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going full power. Just let everybody else know. Oh, I'm sorry about that, mate.
I'm slightly ahead of you, Dom, just passing Folkestone.
Oh, okay. Nice sandy beaches, Folkestone. Have
I can see some beaches, yeah.
Well, it's a major port, isn't it, Folkestone?
Yeah, I think it's like the ferry terminal, isn't it?
I don't see any ferries. Jason, when you go into data, there's that one top option for data. Turn that off, apply it, and then turn it back on again.
That's what I'm doing again now. So I tried that once and it didn't work for me, but trying again.
So a little ways to go. We're 48 miles from Brighton. So take a breather.
Is that the pointy tower thing?
Yes, it is. I go up and I love going to Brighton. It's one of my favourite places to go, and always go up the I-360. I start with a full bottle of champagne at the bottom, and then I've drunk it before I come back down again. But I'm completely legless when I get back down to the bottom.
That's promising.
So I highly recommend it. You don't have to have the bottle of champagne, but it's well worth going up to get the views across Brighton on a nice sunny day.
Is it quite a recent thing? I don't remember seeing it before.
It's been there a few years, relatively recent, I would say.
I think it's been more than 15 years since I've been to Brighton, so probably newer than that.
Oh, you must go. It's had a huge amount of development along the front. Lots of new little shops along the front. Yeah.
We are back in action.
Awesome. Catch us up. Slew to catch up.
Oh, I've already cheated. I'm already there.
Cool. Actually, thinking back, it's the last place that I went on holiday before the whole pandemic. Might be the first place I go back to. Good for shopping. The missus loves it. My wallet doesn't. "35 miles to go. Full power at 350 knots at 2,600 feet. We've got a string of aircraft behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 I can see. All a little bit spread out, I suspect.
Should say that everyone's forming around you just as you say it.
Oh,
Sometimes like this when autopilot would be good and you can have a proper scan around.
I could go and make a cup of tea. Come back.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, that's why they invented autopilot, isn't it? British pilots wanting to have a cup of tea while flying.
Yeah. Oh, get
Cake.
your flask out from under your seat and your slice of cake. Well, we've got at least 20 people in the Discord, live audio, so I assume they're all flying with us.
And a inverted 747 has just gone towards the deck.
Oh, that'll be Amrock, you know.
It was indeed.
It's just his thing. Actually, Rob, I didn't notice you on there, and Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Definitely having some issues on the work, but everyone just vanished again.
Evening, guys.
Yeah, everyone just disappeared.
How you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening. Chris Cone is a regular.
You got the other two as well, then, did you?
Hey
Anyway,
guys, how do you feel?
I did, yeah. A ton of people just disappeared. We were in a nice formation and then just...
Oh yeah, they've all gone. You've all vanished.
Yeah, we're having some server issues over on England. I think there's that many people flying here.
Yeah. There's a load of people behind. There must be another 20 or so behind.
I assume it'll kind of fix itself.
Does sometimes.
I'll
Was
just
there
keep...
something about there being a maximum of 50 other planes or something it would show you? No more? I don't know how that works.
Probably that it would show you individually, yes, but obviously not within the whole environment.
I think they'd show you the closest 50, not just a random 50.
You would hope so, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, I can't
What
see anyone.
big
there.
issue with my MB? It's just rolling left all the time.
Oh, I had that yesterday. You sure it's not your rudder not being centred?
Mine always rolls right a little bit. I'm always holding it a little bit left on the aileron.
Doesn't seem to be the rudder.
Have you got your have you switched your fuel tanks to one side as opposed to cross feed?
Oh, that could be an interesting shout. Now
I
I've got
ran
to
out
find.
of fuel. I tried to.
In the
you need unlimited
top-
fuel.
there's a like a picture of a weight, and when you go on that, you can adjust your fuel back up to full if need be.
Cool, give that a try.
Right, I'm steering out left to the coast, 10 miles out from Brighton, throttling back. We'll
Yeah, we'll have to try and reload again.
And I'm probably going to do a slow circuit of Brighton. See if I can spot the lanes and all my favourite places to go shopping. So 250.
Yeah, I can't see anyone. You've all disappeared now.
Yeah, same for me.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had an error issue as well. It turns out with Dom's flight plan, when you try and spawn off of him, it just puts you at the start airfield. So I like spawned up back at the little airfield that we started at originally.
Oh,
The little Heathrow.
No, the start point on the flight plan is like a little grass strip, or the end point, whichever one it is.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But if
no,
you're...
the i360 is a ring around this tube, you know, that's, I don't know how high it is, can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's
I can see the pier. Has the pier actually burnt in real life, or does it look like this? Was there 2 piers in Brighton, isn't there?
Yep.
Yeah, there are. There's definitely one that's got the arcades and everything.
Yeah, the old pier is burnt down. It's pretty much gone now.
Yeah, and it's not shown. Ah, now here's the thing. It is animated. I did wonder this earlier. The i360, you see this ring that you can see. That's the that's, you know, you'd be inside that, and it's slowly going up and down. Huh. Brilliant. So I'm just going to do a quick circuit.
So I've not been. Do you actually go inside it when it's on the ground and then it goes up like a lift?
Yes, correct. Yeah. It's about a 20-minute trip, I would say, up and down.
You know, I've lived within 20 minutes of Brighton for the last 25 years and never been on the i360.
No. You have to. Ah. I have to say, it's not cheap. I think they charge like 15, 20 quid a person.
I think I'm seeing most people now.
Brighton Palace Pier.
This is a bit of a tour of all my local places, Dom, really.
Ah.
I was born and bred in Essex, so Southend was a holiday destination.
Yeah.
My wife's from Folkestone.
Right, we passed
and I'm-
Folkestone earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Horsham and frequent Brighton.
Oh, well. That's why I did it, Rob. Just for you.
Oh, thanks.
I was born in Portsmouth. And I've always been around this neck of the woods. but Brighton's a great place to go. Right, so next place, Wolversey Castle. So, and then we're not too far away from the end of the trip. So I don't know where everybody else is.
Still, most people are still by British Airways at the moment.
Oh, are they?
We'll just start hammering it down the beach.
Heading west again, yeah.
Yep, heading west, slightly inland, 40 miles to Wolversey Castle. So if you can hear squeaking on the stream, that is basically Jason's ferret running
Ferret? This thing changes species every time.
It's running
The
as
universal
fast as
pet.
it can, powering his PC. Oh my god.
I've just flown over Shoreham, and I think, Dom, you're the only person I can't see now.
Oh great, that's just typical, isn't it?
The only thing I can see is names I have no idea who they are.
We've got a lot of new names for sure.
Some regulars like see Alan, Jake Bullitt, Doobie Doo, we had him last week, Chris Cohn.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely some
Jim
regulars,
Vetrasi,
but
yeah.
there's some new names there for sure. It's either that or Rob's just formed up with some randomers. He's gotten lost.
I am lost, very lost.
Well, basically heading out towards Bristol, I think. Headed west.
So I think Bristol's one of the detail cities, isn't it?
It is.
Oxford, Cambridge, London, Bristol. Was there another one? Was it Liverpool?
I think they did Salisbury Cathedral on that as well, didn't they?
Yeah, and there's some extra POIs. Apparently there's Stonehenge as well. Have you flown over that?
I've forgotten about that.
Ooh,
Ah.
next now.
The South Down Gliding Club.
I'm wondering if I should turn off data and back on again.
I'm thinking of going gliding at South Downs Gliding Club when the world opens again.
Nice. Be a nice time of year to do it. At least all of this has happened during the winter, hasn't it? That's the one bonus. We'll come out of pandemic and lockdown. It will be lovely spring, hopefully.
I
27 miles
thought-
to go.
A couple of times about doing like the experience day with the gliders and stuff again, but just when you read the description of what you're actually going to do, it's really not worth it.
What would you do?
You just get launched, you'll probably make maybe 2 circuits and land.
Oh,
And it's like, you know, no thermal hunting,
No
no
loop
sort of
loops.
flying, nothing. It's just, yeah, it doesn't. For somebody who used to glide, it's, you know, as I'm sure as somebody who's never been in one before, it's probably quite the thing.
why do they? Is it because they want to pack in as many customers as possible?
That's all I can assume. You know, it's and they're quite expensive. I mean, the rates anyway are pretty high in regards to even if you have a glider and you're a part of a club. But it's yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they get their pricing for what you get entirely.
Is that paying the gliding club directly, or is that like some kind of experience days thing through?
So they do like an experience day thing on it, but it's you know, some of these things when you start looking up the details of them, you're a bit like, meh. Pretty much you get like a 20-minute flight for like £100, and you know there's going to be a launch and let's say probably 2 circuits, and you'll be back. You wouldn't really be going anywhere. You
I
certainly
guess
wouldn't
a
be
bit of a
back.
money spinner for the club, right, to raise funds.
Yeah, more than likely. Well, Neil, I'm going to form up on you because I can't really see anyone else.
All right. Heading straight 22 miles out from Wolseley Castle right now.
Oh, I'm 16.
You ever been in a glider, Neil?
I have, yeah. There's a gliding club up in the Peak District. I used to live up in Sheffield, and I tried a flight up there once. It's quite an experience.
I loved it. I used to get it. My dad was in the army, so we got the army gliding club. So I used to glide out of Uphaven Airfield, and that was nice.
Yeah, it feels really odd just not having an engine. There's no, there's no backup plan, right?
I mean, well, technically your backup plan's your parachute if it really goes that wrong, but it's yeah, they're you know, it's nice.
I'm assuming that doesn't happen very often.
No, not very often at all.
You ever watched that Bruno Vassell in the States gliding?
No, I'm not sure. That doesn't ring a bell with me.
He does some epic long-distance flights. Occasionally has to land out, but he goes for miles and miles.
In a glider?
Yeah.
Best thing I've heard that's happened in a glider so far in America was a guy who got threatened to be shot down for disturbing the peace in a glider.
What? How'd you do that? Wind
They
noise?
do like guns there, but yeah, no.
Apparently, it turns out while he was thermal chasing, he overflew a no-fly zone, and they did him for disturbance of peace and threatened to shoot him down if he didn't comply.
Seems like he didn't read his NOTAMs.
Yeah. And at the same time, that seems like it might be a common thing.
Like 5 miles out, descending, to have a look at this castle.
Tom, we got a request to unmute. Someone can talk about gliders.
Oh, who? You have to tell me who.
Mr. LOL on the Discord.
All right, Mr. Lol, welcome to the.
Hello,
to our sesh. How are you doing?
not too bad. I'm not actually local to England. I'm from near Belfast.
All right.
But there's nowhere really to do gliding in Northern Ireland, and something myself and my dad found was to go to the Midland Gliding Club and do week-long courses there, which is based near Telford. It's in a town called Churchstroke. They're based at the top of the Longmend on the sort of English-Welsh border, and they're pretty cheap because they do winch launches primarily. So a glider launch for a circuit's about £6.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
The thing that makes it really, really expensive is aero tows.
Yeah, even the breakdown over here, the aerotow wasn't the horrendous part. It was just genuine when you look at that breakdown of their costs. It was any launch in general was up there. Obviously, winch launch is definitely cheaper than aerotow.
It's an amazing place because you can actually do bungee launches there as well as short winch launches because you're launching directly into a ridge.
So, what was this club again, Mr. Lol?
It's Longmend. It's known as the Midland Gliding Club.
Midland Gliding Club. Well, thanks for the recommendation.
There's a bunch of videos on YouTube for it, and their airfield's based on top of a flat mountain, basically, which is why they get away with it.
Middle wallop approach, brilliant.
I used to fly jets there.
I used to paraglide there.
Oh.
I've never
I
been
learned
there.
to fly helicopters there.
Oh, all the Apaches. They're all based there, aren't they?
No, it was a long time before that.
All right. Okay. So what? A Huey? A whirlwind? I know. When I first went there, we went there for the first time paragliding, and they actually still had a whirlwind as a firefighting trainer. Sat out there.
So I'm 10 miles out from the Spinnaker Tower now.
Yeah, still no visual on you.
I'll reset data when I get to Bristol.
And so when we get to Spinnaker, it's a U-turn back and then northwest to Salisbury, is it?
I'll have to check. I can't remember.
Just look at the map. Famous Russian tourist destination, Salisbury Cathedral, right?
Famous Russian. What?
A Russian tourist destination. Remember those two guys who came all the way to London to do a tourist trip to Salisbury Cathedral?
Yeah.
Huh?
Poisoned the whole town.
You must have seen that on the news. It's a few years back now, but
Yeah, I got where you're going at. but got it in the end. Not flying over Lower Upham Airfield. It's the one that's right near my flying site.
Slowing down to 200. I've never seen this in real life, the Spinnaker Tower. It's like, it is actually shaped like a spinnaker, which is kind of the most forward sail on a yacht, isn't it?
Well, on most sailing craft that are equipped with a kite, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a symmetrical spinnaker technically because of the way that they've designed it. If you want to get nerdy about it. There's the an additional sail that's put up to go downwind faster.
I think Portsmouth's one of the original cities with photogrammetry, isn't it?
We want to take a picture of Portsmouth.
Apparently it's broken, the Southampton one, with the latest update.
That's a weird structure, isn't it?
The Spinnaker Tower, yeah, it is funny looking.
All right.
So I'm surprised it doesn't come up on the point of interest, but you got Portchester Castle just down from there as well.
Oh, I did
And the
put
Palace
it-
Ruins of Bishop's Waltham.
Right, turning to the northwest for Stonehenge.
Oh, good old Stonehenge.
You'll have to lift that stone up in a few weeks' time and move it again.
What stone's that?
You have to change it when we go into British summertime.
He's joking, isn't he? He's joking.
No, deadly serious, deadly serious. every winter they move it, every spring.
They don't. They don't move the stones.
No.
No.
God, I'm so gullible. Jake, I'm going to mute you. Honestly,
Lol.
thought for a moment they rearranged some of the stones.
You've got to stick the sundial out for the right time of year. It's the daylight savings, isn't it?
Oh, I've been past it enough times going down south. There's always a massive queue going past it. People slow down, don't they?
Oh, don't.
Listen, why don't they build a bike? I thought they'd been intending to build a
They're
bypass.
going to build a tunnel. They're building
They
a
have.
tunnel.
They've changed
Controversial.
the entire layout down there. You can't drive anywhere near it. You push well away, but the people still slow down. Oh, look at the stones.
Are they building the tunnel?
Well, they got permission, but it's still controversial.
Oh,
So last time I heard of anything from any tunnel, they were talking about making a tunnel to the Isle of Wight.
that put all the ferries out of business, wouldn't it?
It probably would. They're not exactly the cheapest things.
So
You let go of your push the talk
Yorkshire
button too
Island.
early. Southampton International.
Southampton, yeah, I've seen the big airport there.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
hard.
right, you're all near Southampton International, so I've been loitering here, trying to see if you'll appear, and you're not.
We just passed the airport.
Yeah.
I'm in France.
Is that Al?
I lost it about 5 minutes ago. I'm on someone's runway with no landing gear stationary.
You gone shopping for alcohol in France again, Al?
I'm going to pause and go and get some treacle tart, I think, and join you again in a minute.
All right.
Good fun though, Dom, thanks.
All right, mate.
Oh, someone's on my tail.
That's me.
So 16.
How on earth am I still talking to Middle Wallop when I've passed Southampton?
15 miles to Stonehenge.
I wonder if Westbury Right Horse has been detailed.
Only one way to find out.
It's my first ever memory of RC stuff. Was there with guys doing wing combat off the slope.
Oh yeah, combat wings. That was my first RC plane, like a delta wing, foamy delta wing.
Is that one of those things that's in chalk on the side of a hill?
What, Quest Your Right Horse? Yes.
And Jake posted a rather naughty picture of isn't there a guy holding a hammer or an axe or something?
Yeah.
He
That's atomically correct.
and he literally parked his MB339 right at the top.
Let's go.
9, I think, at least I think it was Jake. Right, 8 miles out from Stonehenge.
You've watched the Globemasters coming out of Boscombe.
No.
That plane is ridiculous. You watch that thing take off and it just looks like it's going like pretty much vertical with this giant fab fuselage. It's like, wow.
4 engines does it have, the Globemaster?
Yeah. It's yeah, it's quite a piece of kit watching it do what is effectively a stall takeoff and landing for an aircraft of that size, which is what it's designed to do, the sort of thing. But it's just that climb rate is ridiculous.
Right, descending into Stonehenge.
Passing Boscombe Down. Is that a military base?
That's the one we were just talking about. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sort of, we're on our way. We're over the coming over the ranges, heading towards Lockhill and Stonehenge.
Slow it down then.
That's where I used to live originally. My dad was based at Lockhill. Spent a lot of time there. The Stoll planes are out around. Have they updated the road? They have indeed updated the road.
So Stonehenge looks pretty small compared to all those Monument Valley things, doesn't it?
Tiny.
Northeast SPV has arrived.
Northeast FPV?
Yeah.
Excellent. He always flies with us.
Yeah, I haven't seen him until now.
Top bloke. 5 miles out from Salisbury Cathedral.
Oh, old Sarum. Got the old, the really big hill fort that's over here.
Salisbury Cathedral, you actually have to pay to go in it. That's a bit cheeky. Last time I was in Salisbury.
Yeah, they've got a massive sort of visitor centre thing there and everything now.
Always a good Christmas market in Salisbury.
It's an interesting fibre install, that one. And Salisbury Cathedral. So yeah, still no visual on you, Dom.
Yeah, I'm going to go past Salisbury Cathedral, and then I'm going
We
to
are
turn off
flying it
the data.
Yeah, literally just passing it now.
I can see everybody apart from Dom. Not seen Dom's call sign since Brighton.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
It's
hold
never
on.
turning right and going to Bristol.
I see you. I have reacquired some traffic. Oh. And rolling right, I see a couple of MBs off my left wing.
And we've reacquired you.
Yeah, I can see you off my right wing now.
Oh yeah, got you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Excellent! The boys are back together just as we head towards our final point of interest. I think there's a bridge. It wasn't Bristol, was it? Or maybe it was Bristol and then... so we'll overfly Bristol. So
Bristol's got the Clifton suspension bridge,
Yeah, that's it. It was the Clifton
designed
suspension
by
bridge.
Brunel, I think.
I used to live in Bristol as well for a little period.
Why would you ever want to do that?
I knew
Why is that
that,
not-
Rob. Rob, I knew that. That's why we're going there.
Tom's done his research. It's a bit creepy.
Yeah, Rob, I used to live in Trowbridge.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if you said you lived in Bath, I'd be, it'd be a little bit better. But Bristol,
Yeah, I did about a year with Airbus, one of the technical arms of Airbus. That's my only aviation experience, and I didn't even see an aeroplane.
I've had loads of various run-ins of planes now. It was good seeing Voyager once our first Voyager was complete. Watching that take off was awesome.
Star Trek?
No, the it's the name of our mid-air refueler.
Yeah.
We use the FSTA instead of the MRTT. The MRTT having the flying boom, the FSTA having 3 drogues.
All of a sudden, I'm surrounded by.
Oh, and you've gone again. Oh, slow down in case you just pop behind me. You might have just. These things
I
slow.
can see a few others.
I'm getting boiled alive by my computer here.
CPU to the max.
I don't think we can do this in the summer. This is a winter hobby, isn't it?
Hopefully, in the summer, we're allowed back out to actually fly our planes.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Never know, we might start getting some numbers back again that I can actually start setting up events at the flying club.
$20 miles to go to Bristol.
I was flying up near Newcastle earlier this evening and I randomly bumped into North East FTV. we ended up flying up to Edinburgh together, up the coast.
That's crazy, isn't it? Small virtual world. To go. That Clifton suspension bridge wasn't too easy to spot actually. You can fly under it if you've got crash damage turned off. It gives you that little squeak.
There's a good few hundred feet gap underneath, isn't there, on that one?
Yeah, it was quite high.
Challenge accepted, Dom.
All right then. Let's do it.
Easiest way to find it is probably to start at the estuary and fly in.
What's that? An estuary out of Bristol?
It's not on the coast.
So if it's out of Bristol, you don't want to fly too close. You might catch something. Jake with the slew mode.
In fact, I think I'm staring at the bridge right now.
Really? Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to go under it. There's no one around me, so I might as well.
Yeah, I've got no visual on you. I'm right behind Dom.
Yeah, just avoid the cliffs afterwards.
Good
Sounds like a
tip.
bonus.
So we should be rolling left.
Clifton suspension bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, it's come up on the point marker. It's about 10 o'clock to your
You
left.
have to approach it from the left of that marker. If my memory's right. So rolling left now. And off the throttle and slowing down to 200.
It's almost like the red arrows then, everyone kind of turning at the same time.
I
Almost, almost.
Tally ho!
Everyone commit. Everyone go for under the bridge.
Easy.
There we go, rolling in. Got a red right below me.
Yeah,
Jake
you
flew
do that.
into the support post. Yeah, and through.
And we're out.
The game and the plane all crashed at the same time.
Good job.
Should we do a U-turn and go back under?
Right, next out is left, and I think we land.
How about one more bridge underpass and then
Yeah,
land?
yeah, from the other way. All right.
Yeah, let's do a UE.
Go
Someone's
on,
having
go on then, Neil. It's always the proper pilot, isn't it? Misleading everyone to do dangerous things.
Trying to do all the things you can't do in real life.
Exactly.
Who says he doesn't do it in real life? He might do.
Wasn't there a thing with that with the Golden Gate Bridge not long ago?
I think so.
I'm sure there was a thing that came up about a pilot who flew under the Golden Gate Bridge, and they were trying to find somebody who had a video that they took down because they reckon they could get the tail number. Oh, I hit something invisible then.
No squeaks that time.
Yeah, you get a squeak. Yeah, the landing squeak for some reason.
Someone's stuck in the bridge.
Are you happy, Neil, or do you want to do it again?
Oh, that was good.
All right, so let's form up for a formation landing. I'll slow it down.
Oh, demanding today, aren't we?
Well, we've come this far. We might as well land together.
Do you know what's going to happen?
One
We're all going to
keeps
vanish from each other
disappearing.
again just before landing.
I think I've worked out why everyone keeps disappearing.
I think
Have
it's
you let
because-
Jackie Weaver in, Dom?
Oh, I can see Rob again now.
Yeah, I booted Jackie out, so I can play now.
All right, I'm down at 170. I'm putting gear down. And flaps are out. Rolling gently right. Got 2 reds on my left. Three reds. Forming up on 1 on your left wing, sir.
Moving up just to your tail now. Yeah, I am dead on your 6.
Excellent. Leaving the air brake in. Rear view. And flaring. Beautiful.
Yeah, look good.
Very good.
It's not as easy when you're not in VR. I tell you, the VR makes it so much easier to do that.
Right, we're slowing down. We're going to peel off to the right. Right.
That a giant MB. Am I just seeing it weird?
Let's all pick nice spots lined up, please, and we'll somebody can take a photo. You don't know where you're going, you lot, do you?
Follow the leader.
Well, exactly. Oh, there we go. He's parked up. Right, so all lined up.
Not exactly red arrows, but not bad.
Not bad. Oh, that is mad. Look at that. Handbrake on. Neil, you're an expert with the camera. Do you want to take a picture when everybody's lined up?
Just working on it. So there's a few more coming in. I should push Y and really move back a bit.
Count.
Give me 1 sec.
1, 3.
Neil,
4,
you
5,
need
6,
first take.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I count 15. Good job, everyone. Was that good? Was that a good route?
Yeah, it was all right. It's certainly not as interesting as the weaving we've been doing recently, but it's different, isn't it?
Should we go and do a bit of that?
I actually found a nice spot that you might like. It's very visually, it's very nice.
Right then.
Let me get one more picture first. Give me 1 second.
All right, yeah, no rush.
Get the hang of this drone camera now.
I kind of like it. I'm the Italian in the middle.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, thanks
There you
everybody.
go. Colour pictures.
So we're going to head back to the main menu, and Jason Inertia is going to give us our instructions for our next location.
Just got to get to it, and then shall give you the numbers.
If you wouldn't mind putting it in chat. Apologies to everybody on the stream. I'm just going to very quickly take a comfort break. But I will be back very, very soon.
think when I did the upgrade, it turned my unlimited fuel off, so I've had to turn it back on again.
The runway, the airport is Charlie Zulu Sierra Tango, so CZST runway 18. I will put that in the Discord.
Oh, we're in Canada, are we?
Yeah, it's going up through the massive sort of valleys, through the rivers, over glaciers and things like that. It's a stunning view.
That was excellent.
Within a humongous valley, but it's just visually, it's amazing.
Which runway did you say? Runway
18.
18,
Yes.
18. Okay. Quite a small runway for lots of planes. It's going to be fun.
That's pretty big. I was just about to say, it's quite big. Everyone can move up. I'll move forward in centre line. You already loaded in, Neil?
I'm here. I can see about 6 planes.
I can't see any plane.
8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's a ton of MBs lining up. Taylor was first. I was second.
Okay.
Running out
I'm
of
back.
runway, making people.
I'm just having to do a an off and on again on the settings because everyone's disappeared again.
Where are we going?
CZST runway 18.
CZST. Runway 18. Stay in my normal scheme, and we'll go midday, gym, and fly. All right, 2 minutes. I'll be with you. Oh, thirsty work.
There we go. I am seeing planes.
So what's the plan, Inertia?
So it's going to be sort of flying a valley. It's a very, very big valley, so there's plenty of room down here. And then it's going to be following the river down, taking a right turn, going up, and then you start flying over all the glaciers and things that are here.
Ooh, sounds good. Right, so I'll just get out of the way. Excuse me, coming through. Oh, I didn't cancel my flight plan. That was a bit daft. It says 4,000 miles to go to my next waypoint.
Yeah, you've got the endurance. Go for it.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Tell you what I'll do. I'll turn off navigation aids and turn that off. And why don't I turn traffic labels on so I know who's who? We should be good.
Okay, so everyone ready then?
Roger.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a shorter runway, so the roll-up's going to be going straight up to half throttle, and then it'll be full throttle on the count. So half throttle in 3, 2, 1, half power. And full throttle in 3, 2, 1, full power.
Going the wrong direction, Matthew Boylan.
And rotate. So as we fly down here, there is an immediate right turn.
Ooh.
Again, not worrying too much about the sharpness on the gap in this valley is enormous. As we start going up this way, you'll see the river will reduce, and then we'll start hitting some glaciers.
What's our target speed?
Oh, sorry, my apologies. I was just full throttle. I've shut down half power. I'm sitting at about 300 knots at the moment. And we'll start reducing.
Should we do target 250 or are you going to stay 300?
Yeah. No, I'm bringing it down. I'm bringing it down. Go for 250.
Okay.
That usually gets us good formation stuff.
It's looking good already. Nice valley.
Well, I thought it's quite different. Like the how vast this is I think quite impressive.
A little bit hillier than England.
Just a tad. Yeah,
Anyone
just
else
about-
at 339 getting a lot of waggle on the?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely get a lot, but you get a lot of bounce off these trees.
You're getting technical again, Al. Waggle.
Oh, you know me, Dom. What is the technical word then, Neil?
For waggle. No,
how
don't
about-
say waggle. Do not say that it's waggle, because Al will never let me forget it.
I haven't learned the jet terms.
What's the Cessna terms?
Give it a turbulence. That's as far as it goes again.
Okay, so we're going up the valley slightly to the left on this fork, and it starts narrowing.
A little bit of turbulence. Oh, left. Chris Cone.
Yeah, so no, not quite left all that way. It's straight where Amrock's going.
Oh,
It was a little bit left at the kind of fork there. Sorry. So this pushes right up onto the mountain.
this is why you need waypoints.
I was gonna say, how did you find this valley?
I've been doing stall plane flying in storm conditions through valleys.
Nice.
And yeah, it's quite interesting when you're going along here in a VFR plane and all of a sudden it's very much IFR conditions. And we'll start approaching the glacier now as we're coming over.
Ooh. Oh, look at that. It's like a glacier spilling into the valley. That's nice. Very pretty. So I've got Chris Cone and Inertia RC in front. I can see Amarok, Net, PV, Short Round Brown. 172 is Neil.
Coming around to the right of this mountain peak.
Mistrolol, Moto 9226. Doobie Doobie. Loving that name. You think that's the name his mother gave him?
As we pass this peak, we're going to do a hard left turn.
Mr. and Mrs. Doobie, and they thought, yeah, we'll call him Doobie.
There we go, over the top and descend.
Air Combat Dog. Who else have we got? It's very hard to do this while you're flying. Looking back at Chunky Ace, Warlord, Short Round Brown, or he said about him, Jake Bullet, obviously.
Again, now we're chasing another glacier, but downhill this time.
Cool.
I mean, just look at the size of the area that it's carved out as this thing's
Yes.
been around for years.
It's a good. Yeah, this is amazing. Where are we in the world anyway?
Forget.
Canada. Canada.
Canada.
Following around to the right. The glacier at the base of Erebus is probably one of the most impressive that I've seen so far. Not physically, like on the game, not in real life. That's kind of the most of it really on this section for a lot of the visual stuff. And there's as we continue down this valley, we then just get into the bigger sort of rivers, and as we head towards the sea. And being as barren it is, there isn't really any airports anywhere bar the one we took off from. They're all really, really quite far apart.
Sorry to cut you off there, Al.
Charming.
Practicing my 4-point rolls.
I say a little bit more open, so less intensive flying than a lot of the other valleys that we've been doing, but the visual of it I think is very good.
It is. It's beautiful. Not somewhere I'd probably go in real life. Looks a little bit cold.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be said about most places that have a glacier.
Did go to
Good skiing out there, right? Good skiing in
Yeah.
Canada, yeah.
What, Canada or glacier?
Oh, you get glacier skiing.
It's going to be
Bit icy.
interesting. So we should start running into river again very shortly, like larger sections, and then it's the sea. So right turn up ahead, Amrock.
He doesn't like being behind, Amrock.
Well, somehow I was doing 400 knots.
It's
not usual.
Round to the right. Come on, Chris. Roll right.
And then we've got a left turn between the two mountains up ahead. Left Amrock. So have you ever seen the videos where all this starts defrosting and you see these massive sections of like frozen ice, just ice floating down river? It's, the power that it takes is impressive.
Amarok says he'd like, on the chat, he's saying he would like to build an airport here and live here. It'd be a bit isolated, I think, though, Amarok.
Yeah, that's what's quite nice about it.
We'd come and visit, do a bit of skiing and then go. Oh, open out onto the lake.
Yeah, so as you come out here, if we turn left onto the main part here, then we end up in the sea. That's pretty much some of it. There isn't an airport anywhere nearby. Otherwise, I mean, there is. Yeah, there is one if we continue straight. In fact, yeah, that shouldn't take us too long. So if we go full throttle and carry straight on
Over the mountains?
over the mountains, it's PAKT, Papa Alpha Kilo Tango.
God, I don't see it on my...
I zoomed out a little bit. I'm just trying to work out on spacing to see. Yeah, I think that's only going to take a couple of minutes.
Oh, that's all right. After this, how about going somewhere warmer? How about Monument Valley? We always enjoy that, don't we? Bit of zigzag and slalom around the...
Sounds good. I was trying to look at a new route around there, going through a place called Canyonlands. There's another national park.
All right, yeah.
It's not as good as Grand Canyon. I mean, it's really hard to beat that Grand Canyon section. But another time, I need to plan out the route. But there's some canyons nearby Monument Valley that we can check out.
Okay. So you think Monument Valley, or well, let's do Monument Valley because it's wide open. You can see everybody. I think whenever we do the Grand Canyon,
Absolutely, yeah.
we all tend to get a bit spaced out, don't we?
So we did find, me and Chris were doing some stall flying out of Lucca, and we found that there's actually lots and lots of little airports around that are just right on the top of these little peaks. That was quite good for multiple landings and takeoffs.
What were you flying?
I was in the Savage Cub, and but as far as the MBs, you could definitely get an MB down there, but it would be, you know, landing challenge 10 on some of them.
Mr. Alol hitting the deck.
We are about halfway now.
Yeah, I would normally play DCS, so I'm used to being on the deck.
Yeah, don't need to worry about radar here. So when you see that stream of smoke come off a ship and you're like, no.
I'm waiting for your buddy to solve the connection problem that I've got.
That's Chris. On here. He's been joining us.
He's got the same problem.
Yeah. I'd say I don't know what's causing it. The only thing I can imagine is it's got to be your guys' end, as the fact that Rob could join. If Rob couldn't join, then I'd think it'd probably be my end. But so we tried it the other way around as well, and we got the same problem trying to join him.
Oh. I don't know what else it could be other than firewall.
Yeah, I don't know. They talk a lot of stuff about IPv6 and port forwarding and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, means nothing to me.
No, it's another language to me as well. Honestly, not a clue. It looks like Amarok has touched down. So have you seen there's an airport out here that at night turns off all its lights, and you have to request them to turn the lights on as you come into land.
Fair enough. Save
That's
power.
Yeah,
quite
well,
common in
that's
the
why.
US. Yeah. So most kind of rural airports in the US, the untowered ones primarily, actually even the towered ones when they're out of hours, you literally click your radio button, like your transmit button 3 times, and the lights turn on.
But
Sometimes.
there's a human at the other end that turns them on. It's not automated.
No, it's all automated. Yeah,
Oh,
literally you're
okay.
clicking the button. There's no one there. It's an unmanned, untowered airport. Sometimes they have different brightness levels. You click it 5 times and you get extra bright lights. But it's just the most amazing thing. You can be flying across the Central Valley in California, and there's a little airport down there, and you go click, 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 and the lights turn on.
I've never heard of that. Oh. Click, click, click on your handset.
Yeah, exactly. You push your transmit button, kind of
Oh.
literally click, 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 lights turn on.
Clearly, Neil had some sort of giant electricity bill when he landed somewhere. You had too much fun with that, wouldn't you?
You could, yes, it's a bit frowned upon to do it when you don't need to.
Here we go. We are 5 miles. So it's right on the edge of the river. Not even going to try and pronounce that.
PAKT.
So we're going to turn right and land in that way?
Right or left? Yeah, right. Sounds good.
Oh, you've gone left. Okay, you've gone left.
So I've committed right now, so I'm going to go past. I'm going to do a flyover and circuit round to the right.
Banking right. This is called entering on the left pattern downwind.
Okay, reducing throttle. Flaps 1. Oh, no, that's gear down even. So gear down. Don't press the wrong button. Flaps 1. Throttle 0. Circling in. Slight dive. I think I might have been too close. Oh, I was definitely too close. Okay, abort. Turning left. I was a bit closer than I expected that to be. Oh, landing's gone downhill today.
I've been flying a good solid 2 hours.
I blame it on my lack of VR. I'm so used to it now. It feels wrong not flying with it. Wrong flying without it. That was some bad English then as well. That might be the 2 hours.
Okay, short final.
Flying air brake.
All piling in.
Yeah, I'm right below you, Dom.
On the left. Over moto.
And down. Wheelie!
Of course. Mandatory.
Try so hard with my ADFs when going to do that, but I don't want to run off at the same time. But when you're on grass, it's just sort of a bit possible.
Go on, long runway.
Roll to the end and turn left.
That was an Amarok bouncing off the floor.
He's indestructible, though. It's alright.
Apparently his plane's made of flubber as well, by the way, that bounced.
God! Neil just stacks on his brakes. Just as well we don't have collisions.
I was going to say that would have been a few planes damaged because we all sort of piled in when that happened.
Yeah. You do get these guys on the ground who do actually navigate you to a stop. Have you seen that? Whee! That'll do.
I can actually see your plane now, Moto. I downloaded that as well.
Good trip, Inertia. Thanks for that. Amrock wants to do a quick flyby. Oh, here he comes. Hold on, everybody. What's he doing? Right.
Didn't like those squirrels.
No, straight through the trees. And he's doing a loop. Okay. Right. Thanks, everybody. We're going to Monument Valley next. So head back to the main menu. Can't remember the code. UT25. Oh, and we always get the wrong one runway, don't we? Let's all be consistent with the runway this time, should we? UT25, Monument Valley. I don't know which way we normally go, to be honest.
I'd take 3-4 to head out to the south.
Right, 3-4. Thanks, Neil.
Sorry, north, I mean.
UT24, runway 34.
Now I can see 2 TIE fighters, no X-Wings, sorry. X-Wings
Oh,
parked up.
Yeah. I see those wherever I go now. I landed at Bristol earlier and there was an X-Wing. It's like, what's that about? It all seems very realistic until that point. Somebody in an extra 330. So we are in Utah. Monument Valley. It's great for flying around the massive rock structures that you see over there. Turn off. Point of interest markers off. How are we doing? Everybody in? Looks like it. I'm not doing the normal thing. Alright, so flaps down. And parking brake is on. Throttling up to half throttle with the parking brake on. It's a short runway. Sitting at half throttle with the parking brake on. Releasing parking brake in 3, 2, 1. Release. Full throttle in 3, 2, 1. Full throttle. And rotate. Gear up. Give it a few seconds on for the flaps. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait for 150 and flaps up. Trim out for level flight and rolling right. Oh, where you go, Neil? Are we following you?
You can.
Oh, following Neil. Continuing right. Roll.
Heading for the big rock.
Throttle back. Half
In a
throttle,
place full of
Down to 50.
half power. Can you slow it up a little bit, Neil? Let it reform up.
Down to 30.
If folks at the back want to go full power to catch up,
Take a gentle left now. And there's one in the valley in front. Famous home of Airwolf and Western movies of old. Right, 50% throttle and turning left.
Nice gap on the left.
The little one.
Oh yeah.
oh my god.
No, the little one.
The big one was quite low.
Well, it's not so little actually when you fly through it.
Head straight for a little bit, then take a turn around the big rocks we've got coming up.
Lost it.
Turning left. Quite a nice formation forming.
That's why nobody's talking. Concentration. Intense concentration.
Okay, banking left. So this time I'll head back towards the valley, then we'll take a right when we get there. Okay, turning right.
It's getting tight back here. Got planes on top of planes.
Something weird in my graphics, it's all gone green. I've got a green landscape, like grassy landscape, and a few red rocks sticking out.
Yeah, mine's the same actually.
It seems to kind of glitch slower every so often. Might need to do a bit of a reboot. Turning left after that big pile of rocks. And then going low. Banking left.
Well, with overshoots today, blimey.
Yeah, I think every time my graphics glitches, it seems to kind of pull me back a little bit. Maybe I'll let you lead.
No, I'm good.
Alright, going for that small gap. Is it possible?
Yes. If this is the same gap as earlier, I did it.
Oh yeah. You can't hit the rocks.
Yeah. How many times have we done this and we've only just figured out you can't hit the rocks?
Those are probably the rocks that I was flying through on your screen when I had potato.
Okay.
Head on.
There you.
Sorry about that.
Back round right.
And there's Monument Valley. We were turning right in case anyone really wanted to know.
By that big pile of rocks.
Definitely need some rock.
Which big pile of rocks? Lost everybody now.
There's a little gap up ahead. Let's try that one.
Sounds good.
Just a finger on that rock. Bearing right. Yeah, my graphics went all glitchy and then everyone flew past.
Yeah, he vanished from me completely.
And sometimes it does this, just drops down to like 5 frames a second and it goes all super glitchy.
So we head to Monument Valley, are we?
I think one of you guys lead because mine's I probably need to do a rebuild at some point.
Head back to land. Straight ahead.
Yeah, there's no doubt the I'm going to attempt a short field landing on this.
Easy in the ND. Oh, look, there. See you going in. What you, lad? Spanked the runway. What? No, he's off again. He's doing a go around. Whoa! Through Jason. Sorry. I'm going to go off left, I think, this time.
I think I'm too close. It's got that fade.
Yeah, it's easily done. Three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Anybody on the runway? 18, 19, 20. I counted 20.
You're still flying around as well.
Good count. Woo. Well, better keep going then. One more trip.
Could do. What are you thinking?
I don't know what I'm thinking.
We haven't done a... I could show you the dual landing challenge at Luca if you want.
You think do a landing challenge rather than another trip?
Well, I don't mind.
Let's have a look at my list. Oh, why not Mac Loop? Don't hear any dissent. Mac Loop then. Loading up my flight plan. Hold on.
Back to the green.
Back to the green Welsh valleys. So we're starting off from RAF Valley, EGOV.
I'll say goodnight. That was great flying. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Neil.
Until next time.
Until next time. Cheers.
I'm pressing the button again. Yeah, I'm going to call it there as well. So always fun flying, and catch you guys later.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Thanks to anybody else who's exiting at this point. I'm going to do a quick last trip around the Mac Loop for anybody who wants to join in. So,
Runway Dom?
good question, Al. Don't know. Don't worry. On my flight plan it doesn't show it. 31. Sorry about that. Didn't actually know. So what did I say? EGOV, didn't I? Runway 31. Well, that was quick. Let's just got to turn on my waypoints. Route and waypoints on. Should be good. Right. Just move off the spot where you spawn in. Still a good number with us. I count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at least so far. So we're going to be taking off. We're going to be rolling, banking left straight after takeoff. Jake Bullet just coming up at the back of the field. We'll wait 10 more seconds for anybody else going to join in. Alright, so my parking brake is off. And I'm going to 20% power just to get rolling. 20% power, let's get rolling. Everybody moving? Okay, going to full power in 3, 2, 1. Full power. Rotate. You're up. And rolling left. Flaps up. Full power still. Building the airspeed to 250. And backing off the power down to 2/3. Leveling the wings in 3, 2, 1, now. About 1,800 feet, leveling off. And we've got 35 miles until the entry to that loop. Trying to stay around 2,000 feet. I've always wondered if on the MB339, just to the left, bottom of the dash, you've got altitude hold. I'm not sure how well that works. So I'm at 2,000 feet, hands off. I'm still climbing. I'm not convinced that works. Unless you have to set your altitude somewhere, I don't know where. Amrock will probably know. Doobie doobie, impaler. Alright, out, just below.
Alright.
Alright. $27 to go. Climbing a little there, don't know why. Bring it down to 2,000 again. $300. Let's throttle back a bit. $23 miles to go. feet. 280 knots. 20 miles to go. You'll see the landing strip on the left, and we're going to be landing on the right side of that as we exit Map Loop. That's EGOD. All right, Jake Tube. Impaler, you what lad? Air Combat, Chris Cone, Vortex, Sword Scratch, Flyer 693, Fateful Bugle, ten to go. Slow descent now, trimming to lose some height from 2000, throttling back to maintain 300, 1700. So to be clear, we're going to be landing on the right side of the runway. On the left, 1400. Level out at 1,300 knots. And levelling off at 1,000 ish. There we go. So we'll be turning left into the estuary. We'll be bringing it back to 250. Slow roll left now. I did say hi, Jake Tube. Okay, rolling in left, 250 knots. Looks good. Dropping a bit more height now. Make it interesting. 700, 600, and 500 feet. The route bears most around to the right, and a tight right through our first valley. For those who haven't done it before, 400 feet now. Throttling back a little. Quite, well, extremely tight the first section, so you don't want to be doing more than 250. You're probably going to want to slow it down to 200 if you're deep in the valley. Waypoint 3 just ahead. 600 feet, 250 knots. Going to be bearing around tight right, almost a 180. Don't say I didn't warn you. Rolling right. It's going to get increasingly tighter. Through this valley, and there is going to be a sharp roll left, 90-degree left. Very tight section coming up, and rolling left now. Watch your speed. Air brake is out. Rolling hard right. Keeping low into the valley. Following you in, Jake. And left. You've done well if you're keeping with it until now. And right. Guarantee I lost some of you there. Around to the left. Back up to 300. Somebody must have taken Jake took a shortcut, surely. And you, Al. This hill. banking left again.
Ow!
What was that? Oh no, you down?
That was a small yelp.
You didn't eject, you just hit the side of the hill.
Painless, painless.
So hit Y and then F4 and then Y again to go out of slew mode. The complex part done now, and exiting out the same value we came in. Low over the water. There we go, and exit. And following round the right to EGLL for landing on the near end of the runway. So throttling back so folks can catch up. Speed down to 250. What's your problem with the Typhoon? Dead Plays TV. I think the main problem people have with that is that you do your default flight model is legacy and you want to change it to modern. So you want to go into your, is it under general? You want to find where you change the flight model and change it to modern. Speed 250. Doody doody. Right on my tail, as is Flyer 693. I can't explain that, buddy. Alright, we're close to needing just a shallow left turn to line up for the runway. Speed is 210. Alright, shallow turn left to line up. Gear going down in 3, 2, 1. Gear down. Speed 180. Flaps at 160, slowing down to 150, trimming down, and 140. And off the throttle, idle, over the threshold. And flared it a bit too much. Rolling down to the end of the runway. Flaps up. And left. Left here by the gliders. I see gliders, you might not. Woo! That's enough flying for one day, don't you think? So, Friday Thread 577, Vortex 2000, U-Watt Lad, Atlas 744, Fly 693, Jake Bullet. That looks like it. So thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks for flying with us. Good fun. Thanks to everybody who was watching on the stream. We'll do it again. Saturday, 2 o'clock GMT. Again, starting from London Heathrow, runway 27R. That's 2 o'clock this Saturday. Thanks for flying with us, and see you soon. Take care, enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks all.
Thanks a lot, Dom. See you later, everybody.
Cheers, mate. Take care.